What's going on, guys? Money Making Joey back here doing another video for you guys. And if you've been subscribed to the channel for some time, watching my videos for some time, you guys know it's very important for me here on this channel. It's like 3 different things that I do. I really consider this to be like a documentation of the journey, but for a lot of you out there that watch these videos, it's more of like time traveling for you, because it's time traveling in 2 different ways. And if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, I definitely recommend going ahead and getting subscribed to the channel. That way, every single time that I release videos, you're able to get these jewels directly delivered to you, and you can kind of have a heads up, be safe out there when you're on the road. Now, I typically make videos to help drivers level up, make more money, whatever the case may be. And then I also like to do these very helpful PSA videos. Now, inside of these PSA videos, it's to help you not get yourself into a tight situation. And it's surprising to me, and I'll be honest, it's always surprising to me that in these PSA videos that I make, it's like a lot of drivers didn't even really think about it. They didn't really consider it. They're just out there taking rides, and they're not thinking of the worst case scenarios that could actually happen. Now, in today's Uber and Lyft driver PSA video, we're going to be speaking about car seats, and infant kids under the age of 12, just kids in general riding inside of your car. Now, we're going to be using kids riding in your car with examples. Now, over the last year, I believe it rolled out September of last year, 2023, where they have this new Uber teen thing. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I leave that part turned off. I, as a Uber and Lyft driver, do not feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable at all with minors getting into my vehicle and I transport them from one location to another. I just don't feel comfortable with it. And the reason why I don't feel comfortable with it is because there's something that you have to realize. Anytime you pick up someone, and sometimes I will let the high school seniors slide or whatever the case may be, but anytime you pick up someone that is under the age of 18, at least in my book, some of you guys out there might look at it just a tad bit different, but anytime you pick up someone under the age of 18, right? 13 to 17, whatever the case may be, and they're riding alone in your vehicle without a parent, you're doing more than just giving them a ride. You're actually taking responsibility for them. You're taking guardianship over them, so to speak. I have had instances where I might get 2 10-year-olds, and I'm like, no, I am not doing that, because I am not your parent. I am not taking responsibility for you. Like, can you imagine, God forbid, if you got into a car accident during this trip where you have 2 minors in your car, or 1 minor in your car? You might have to take a little bit of responsibility, call the parent, explain what happened. Whereas if you, God forbid, got into a vehicle accident during a trip and it was 1 or 2 physical adults, hey, you're an adult, are you hurt, whatever the case may be, it's a little bit less of responsibility there. But getting to the initial topic of this PSA video, it's actually about car seats. And since we're on the topic of minors, I definitely thought that what I said previously was important to throw inside of the video. Now, getting into car seats, I have been driving for years, and I never really considered it until I had a guy that requested a trip. He's standing on the corner and he has a newborn in his arms. He gets in the car and he's frantic because he's like, listen, I'm trying to get to work, but before I get to work, I need to drop this baby off to, well, he didn't say this baby, but his baby off to the babysitter. And he had 2 drivers that turned him down, and he was so I guess you can say, ignorant to the law. He asked me, he said, hey, is it an Uber or Lyft policy that you cannot give me a ride if I don't have a car seat? I thought about it for a little bit, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I gave him the ride just due to the fact that I felt bad for him, but I thought about it for a minute, and my reply back to him was, well, it's not actually an Uber or Lyft policy. They don't need to make it a policy due to the fact that it's state law. And then he goes into, and I've had this with other people where they're like, well, you don't have a car seat? Shouldn't you have a car seat? No, I don't have kids as of yet. I don't have kids, but you do. So therefore, it's your responsibility as a parent to arrive at my vehicle for this ride with an actual car seat. You have to take the responsibility. There's too many parents out here that do not accept that responsibility as a parent. Just because you don't have a car, but you take Ubers, it doesn't mean that you do not need to buy a car seat for your child. And what I am speaking about over the last years, I've actually noticed that this is something that happens quite often. Like me as a part-time driver, if I'm on the road 25 hours that week, sometimes I'll have a good week where it doesn't happen, but I'll have a bad week sometimes where I have to turn down 3 trips within that part-time week. So I'm sure for a lot of you full-time drivers out there, it's probably even more than that. There are a lot of drivers out there that I don't know what they're thinking. They might be thirsty for a couple of bucks, or they may not even really be thinking about the consequences of what could potentially happen. I believe every state is the same. Kids under 12, you even need to be in a booster seat. Now, depending on how big the kid is, depending on their age, I might let it go. But one thing that I cannot let go for sure is when you come with an infant, when you come with a 5-year-old, that definitely 100% needs to be inside of a car seat. I will not take the ride. I will leave you standing there. I've had, women tell me, moms tell me that they don't care about the car seat. They just want to get where they're going. And for you to say that you don't care about the car seat is essentially saying that you don't care about your child. And it's a shame that us drivers out here, we really have to be on high alert, because the truth of the matter is that these parents do not care. They will get in your car happily without a car seat and a newborn child that's not even a year old. And they will expect you to take them where they're going, which I can understand why. The only thing that they have to lose is their child, which it's amazing to me how a lot of parents out here don't care. You, as the driver, have to explain the law to them and why you won't take them. Now, of course, if you take them, you're running the risk of getting a ticket. Now, it could be a very slim chance that you actually get a ticket. It's like I think I've been pulled over once in my 6 years of driving Uber and Lyft. I've probably been pulled over once. Yeah, once. Twice. I've been stopped by the cops twice during an actual ride. So that's 2 times out of about 8,000 trips. There's another component to this that's even worse than getting a ticket. Like, I think if you actually did one of these rides without a car seat, getting a ticket would actually be bad, but it's, all honesty, the least of your worries. I'm going to tell you guys a story. Back when I think I was around 13, 14 years old, years ago in my young days, there was an after-school program that I went to, and it was kids of all different ages inside of this after-school program. But there was one girl in particular. She was cool. We spoke. I wouldn't say I was friends with her, but we were in the program. We spoke. Over the summer, her parents decided to load the van up, with their kids, their cousins, whatever the case may be. And they went on a road trip, and they were taking them somewhere to Pennsylvania, an amusement park, Hershey Park, whatever the case may be. On their way, leaving out of New York City up there, they got into a very bad car accident. And they wound up in a ditch on the side of the road. Everyone was okay, except for one. And they're looking around the van trying to find her, this girl that I knew from the after-school program. They couldn't find her inside of the van. The whole front window of their car was smashed out. They found her about 50 to 75 feet in front of the vehicle. She got ejected. Now, mind you, this girl was 12 years old at the time. 12 years old. She had way more weight on her than an infant, right? And she got ejected from the car. So my point to you is that if this happened to a 12-year-old, what can happen to a newborn? God forbid you get into an accident. And one thing that I'm going to tell all of you guys out there watching is that you do not want to be caught into a situation where you're taking someone and their infant child on a $10 trip. You get into an accident and the child goes flying out of the window. Let me tell you something for sure. You do not want to be that guy, that Uber driver, that Lyft driver, standing on the side of the road. And now you have to explain to the police that come why this child wasn't in a car seat. Because yeah, the parent is there, but the reality of it is, you're the driver. They're looking at you. You're going to have to explain to Uber and Lyft why this child got ejected out of your car. You're going to have to explain to Uber and Lyft's insurance, Allstate, whatever they use, why this child got ejected out of your car. And then the harsh question is going to come up of, why did you take the ride without a car seat? You are going to get thrown under the bus, because what's going to wind up happening, and this is the worst thing, that same parent that didn't care to bring a car seat, that same parent that didn't know the law, I can guarantee you, God forbid their child gets hurt while taking that Uber or Lyft ride, I can guarantee you they're going to become an expert of the law. They're going to say, yeah, this guy, he should have had a car seat, and he didn't say anything, and he just took the ride. And because they're now looking to get that bag of money from the insurance company. If they can sue you, they're going to sue you. If they can get some money out of Uber and Lyft directly, they're going to sue them too. They're going to throw everyone under the bus. I don't mean to make this a laughing matter, but it's the truth. You're going to see them on the 5 o'clock news. Oh, my baby. And I always knew there was a state law, and they're going to throw you under the bus. You don't want to please, leave them on the corner. It's not worth it. Even if it's not worth a $4 minimum trip, oh, you're just going around the corner, oh, I'll take you, no problem. It's not worth it. I don't care if they're going 4 states over and it's paying $300. It is not worth it. So just a little bit of a PSA out there, something for you guys to think about. Let me know down in the comments some of your experiences and what you guys think about it. Money Making Joey, I am out of here, and I am going to see you guys in the next one.